Hello and welcome back to Football Manager once again. We have now met the first game of the proper Premier League season, and we are the final teams to play in this weekend of fixtures. Now, my original plan, I think I probably mentioned in the last video, was to show Manchester United, Wolves, and Southampton. However, I've realised that it'd probably be better to do Manchester United, Wolves, and then for the Wednesday video, do the Champions League draw. So that way we can then do this first Champions League fixture and then a league fixture as the Thursday and Friday videos to sort of balance it all out. So that's probably what I'll be doing from this point. We've obviously got this match against Wolves. I have changed the squad from the Manchester United fixture. Tommy Doyle is in, however he won't play the full match. I've just realised that I don't actually have the correct replacement on the bench. So I need to put Thomas on the bench. I thought I did. Clearly I didn't. We've got obviously Doyle in. We've got Livramento in. Eduardo in. Lilich in. Yildirim is making his first full start, as is Louis Barry as well. On the bench we've got Watson, Mount, Ramsey, Mateus, Sahajevic, Nestorov and Thomas. Axel Tuanzebe is not very happy because I noted that he was wanted by Wolves, so I offered him out to other clubs for an unspecified transfer fee to see how solid that interest actually was. So, yeah. Obviously in this fixture, Doyle will not play the full 90 minutes because it would not be safe for him to do so, because he would be far too at risk of an injury, which we cannot sustain in a squad of our size. So we need to get him off probably the 60th minute or so. So this will be, let's just say go out there and press me. This isn't our first game at the London Stadium. Obviously we are away for our first fixture of the season. You won't actually see our first fixture at the London Stadium unless we play our, you won't regardless. But you'll see our first Champions League fixture at the London Stadium though. Doyle tries to get a cross in but blocked by the Wolves defender. Lopez heads the ball to Nato. Nato touches the ball down, gets it back out wide for Doyle. Doyle is tackled by a Turkish player who I've got no chance to pronounce the name of, but gets the ball to Augusto anyway. Back to Doyle, back to Augusto, back to Doyle again. Gets the cross in eventually, but unfortunately kicked away by Schuller. Ball into the middle now for a Skyber. Ball over the top looking for Nilitao? No idea. Doyle plays ball out to Yildirim. Now Augusto with the ball. Runs it along the left wing, gets the ball over the top, finding Louis Barry, who is now in the box, but shoots poorly at Vasconcelos and ends up with a corner kick. 15 minutes on the clock. Doyle swings the corner in at the near post, but it's headed away by Sula. Thompson tries a cross for Wolves, now to Glover. Glover back to a Skybar. Plays it out wide, finding Nilitao. Gets it past Augusto, but thankfully Lilich is up to the task of stopping that shot. Now Nilitao with the throw, gets it into the box, and very thankfully Lilich makes the save and Yuna makes a very strong clearance. 18 minutes down, Jovane, or however you pronounce his name, swings the corner in and then headed away for another corner kick. This time to be taken by the same person. Swings it into the far post where there is no one standing. And we get ourselves a goal kick. I'm going to ask for 10 minutes of creativity just to try and get something to be put into their box again, as the last time we did it we very nearly scored. Lopez with a corner kick swings it in for the near post but headed onto the crossbar by Yulla, and now cleared all the way to Jovane. If that's how you pronounce his name, it probably isn't, I don't actually know. Doyle now with the ball on the edge of the box, gets it forward, plays it across looking for Jovanovski, who does actually end up with the ball. Now Livramento on his debut runs it to the edge of the box, plays it in the middle for Doyle. Now Nato gets it right to the edge, gives it to Yildirim, who shoots and scores for his first goal of the season, our first goal of the season, and by George, it's a good one. Cengiz Yildirim gives us the lead on the 31st minute and pushes us into 9th place on a provisional basis. A good pass from NATO into open space for a player that should have been marked far more closely, but the Turkish player does get his goal. I think this is probably his first goal for quite some time as well. He did so well when he first joined, scoring 3 goals in 3 games, but then he just dried up. Alexander Lilich now had the ball in his hands from the corner kick. Kicks it long, looking for Jovanovski, and finds him. Jovanovski gets the ball right onto the edge of the byline, inside the box now. Gets the cross, I'm assuming. No, he tries a shot. But thankfully for us, the ball goes for a corner, not a goal kick. Lopez with the ball now. Swings it into the near post. Headed onto the crossbar again by Eduardo. We really need to get a player that's 6'5", so they can head the ball down rather than 6'3". Vasconcelos takes that free kick from Doyle into his gloves very successfully, and now looking for a long ball forward. But arguably poor from him as it finds only Livramento. NATO looking for the ball out wide, finding Yildirim. Very poor work from the right back from Wolves, but Schuller makes up for his mistake. Ball forward from Schuller, only finds NATO, now Jovanovski. Back to NATO again, plays it out wide, finding Livramento. Back to Yulla to Livramento again, forward to NATO. NATO plays it in the middle for Doyle, over the top looking for Jovanovski and finds him. Gets the ball into the box, it's headed away by Schuller, only for Tommy Doyle to find and thump a goal into the back of the net with a hell of a shot off his right boot. And now it's going to be very annoying for me to bring him off at half time knowing he has scored. But that was a beautifully worked shot from Doyle, who was probably fairly off balance given the angle of the shot he was placing. But it's terrible defensive work again from the Wolves fullbacks and centre-backs that just led to a very, very well worked goal. And at half time, I will be leaving Doyle on until the 60th minute. Oh, wrong one. I'll be leaving Doyle on to the 60th minute as I think it would be better for him and the team to get slightly longer playtime. 50 minutes down and we still lead 2-0 at Molineux. Wolves were hit with 2 very well worked goals that were arguably against the grain of the football so far. And as promised, on the 60th minute, Tommy Doyle is coming off for Tichwan Thomas. As well as that, because of Yildirim's low condition, we're bringing him off for Yuri Nestorov. And we'll make just those 2 changes for now, because at the moment, we don't need to make any more changes. I'm actually not going to shout until I know what's happening with this move. NATO now at the ball, runs it into the middle, looking for Nestorov. Does technically find him, but Louis Barry's shot ends up going just wide. I'm going to praise the side for the 2-0 lead they've got on the opening day of the season. Because this time last season we were bottom of the table after a 2-0 defeat to Bristol City, so clearly we're doing much better this season. Especially as I'm pretty sure Bristol City were relegated last season, so that was a very poor start all around. I think my final change is probably going to have to be Louis Barry coming off for Mateus. I've given him 75 minutes and he hasn't scored, so we need to find a player that's going to be scoring goals up front for us. 80 minutes down and we still have that 2-goal lead. And we are hopefully going to be seeing this game out, at least, the defenders will be. Livramento, long throw in the middle. Jovanovski finds Lopez, but his shot falls straight to the hands of Vasconcelos. And Wolves can possibly get a counter-attack away now if the right ball is played. That right ball was not played, and Yola heads the ball forward to Jovanovski to pick up again on the right wing. But he is tackled by Tiku. And then forward by the Turkish player I've got no chance to pronounce the name of. Only again finds Yola. Now NATO in the middle for Thomas. Thomas looking out wide, finding Livramento, who's very far forward. Gets the cross in for Lopez and makes it 3-0 to Millwall. And we are now in the Champions League places on a provisional basis. Valentino Livramento on his full debut makes one hell of an assist and gives us our 3-goal lead after the 86th minute. Vasconcelos will be very annoyed with his defenders after that display. Pedrino with a free kick for Wolves, headed away by Yulla only as far as the Turkish player I've got no chance to pronounce the name of, and thankfully Militão's shot falls directly into the gloves of Alexander Lilic. Rolls it short to Augusto, back to Lilic again. Lilic over the top looking for NATO, does not find him. Thompson now at the ball, plays it forward to the Turkish player, back into the middle for Pedrino, but it ends up falling to Ionut Tiku, who does end up scoring the Wolves' consolation goal. I think we probably all agree. The consolation goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers. That was, I wouldn't say it was coming. I think we definitely controlled this match fairly well. However, there are obviously things we can improve on, of course. Eduardo now the ball back to Yulla. Yulla plays it back to Lilic. This is how they scored their last goal. Lilic plays it to Livramento. Livramento looking up, finds Yulla. Yulla over the top looking for, I believe that was Mateus. Heads it down to NATO, who gets a poor shot away. Really should have waited and passed it to the player running alongside him. Augusto now the ball, throws it short to Thomas. Thomas back to Augusto again. In the middle to Lopez, now Thomas. Thomas runs it forward, looking to get a pass away probably. Gets it out wide to Livramento. Livramento running along the right wing. Again now looking for the edge of the box. Thomas finds again. Forward to Nestorov. Nestorov on the edge of the box, but doesn't get the goal from the edge of the 6-yard box. And now we have a free kick to be taken by, I believe, Roberto Lopez. It is. Lopez swings the ball in, probably to the far post, I'd assume. I was half correct. And this ends in a goal kick for Wolves. With just 15 seconds of this game left to play, Vasconcelos kicks a long ball forward, met by the head of Jovanovski. NATO now the ball plays it to Livramento. Forward finding Jovanovski. Jovanovski gets the ball to NATO, who is tackled by Thompson, and Millwall have won 3-1. I think that's a very impressive start of the season, I think. I'm happy with the result and the way they played, and I think going forward playing Southampton, we've got a good chance this year. A very, very good chance. But, as I mentioned at the start of this video, the next episode, which will be tomorrow for you, almost a week for me, will be the group stage draw for the Champions League. Yuri Nestorov unfortunately picked up a groin strain, so he'll be out for the next 3 to 4 weeks, which obviously could be a lot worse, I have to admit, which is good to see that he's only going to be out for at most a month. Valentino Livramento makes his impressive debut with an assist, and Doyle did very well in his limited time on the pitch. But, as I mentioned, we'll be seeing the Champions League draw as the next episode. The problem here, Alexander signed for, I'll admit, a rather exuberant fee, but he's not going to be a loss, if you know what I mean. We signed him for £67 million. He's already out on loan at West Brom. Done fairly okay, not really, here nor there. He made 2 appearances at Manchester United last season, admittedly both on the bench, but that's nothing to worry about. He's 18 years old, and I believe it said championship quality, so, wrong one. Yeah, championship quality, so he's definitely got a hell of an ability to himself. He's a wonder kid, 19 years old. He will probably be the next England right back. So he's nothing to worry about in terms of the finances, I think, of the deal. But yeah, that's what happens, unfortunately. As I mentioned, the Champions League group stage draw will be happening probably in a few days, I would have assumed. Let's just see. Where would it be? Schedule, there we go. So the group stage draw is here on the 26th of August. So that is 3 weeks, well, 2 and a bit weeks away. So until that day, I bid thee adieu. Goodbye.